Attention to all life insurance agents. Hear me here. Are you tired of buying leads, making a ton of sales, getting chargebacks, and not seeing your bank account grow? Well, it's probably because you've never focused on this. This is right now a current constraint in my business, and I want to share with you how if you do this, you will see your bank account grow. You'll make more money as a life insurance agent. A lot of people don't talk about this because they don't want you to know how to actually survive in the business. They just want you to buy more leads. But if you want to grow your bank account, I'm going to share with you the 3 simple things that you can do to make sure that you make money and you can get out of this hamster wheel. And it comes down to first understanding what your placement rate is. The industry average when you're selling final expense or life insurance to people who are on a fixed income, or typically people who are poor, it's a hard business. And most people can't sustain this because they don't understand what their true placement rate is. So the first thing, the average industry is around 65%, 68%. But I want to share with you how if you implement this, you can get to where our records were as a company, 78, 80% placement rate, okay? But the first thing is I want you to share with you what placement even means. So this is how you reduce chargebacks as well. If you sell a policy today and Miss Betty pushes it out to the 3rd of next month, what happens when the 3rd of next month comes and the money's not in her bank account? You get the chargeback. Or what happens on the 3rd of next month when her bank account information is incorrect? Or what happens next month on the 3rd of the month she put a froze on her bank account? What happens then? You make the sale, you post it on the leaderboard, but your bank account does not grow. Placement for dough, AP for show. Okay, so if you're here to actually make money, here are 3 things that you want to think through that you can improve this, so that when Miss Betty makes her first payment, the money's actually going to be there. So if Miss Betty actually says that she's going to start this policy in 2 weeks, the money is there. Okay, the first simple thing that we are implementing and that you can implement if you want to make sure that your client has the money in their bank account is pay for it today. It's called an immediate start. So how do you do that? A lot of people ask me, how do you get your clients to do that? We have some of our agents on our team here at Legacy Family Life that 65 to 70% of their policies with people on fixed incomes start that same day. And what do you do to do that? So a lot of times when we go into selling a final expense policy, we think, okay, we're going to pair it up to their Social Security, or we think that they can't pay for it today. All you do, it is so simple. In the application, you assume that there's no alternative. You assume that you're at the grocery store. You have all of your groceries on the conveyor belt, and you can't just hit the button that says, all right, pay for this bill on Thursday. No, you have to put your stuff on the conveyor belt and you got to pay for it then. Same thing with life insurance. Okay, Miss Betty, so like all my clients, what they typically do is that they want to end this phone call making sure that their daughter, their families are protected. Do you want your policy to start in the next 24 hours so your daughter's protected? If they say yes, then you move forward, and you have to confirm it. Just because they tell you that they can pay for it today doesn't mean that they don't have the money. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you say, okay, so Miss Betty, this $63 that we're going to take out is going to come in the next 24 to 48 hours. You're going to have that in your account, right? Okay, good, because this is how they're going to take this payment out. If the money's not in there, your daughter's not going to be taken care of. And a little sub point below this is that a lot of people, when you sell a final expense, if your placement sucks and your bank account's not growing, you're probably like surprising the clients. You're not being straightforward with them. You're not being truthful. You want to show them your dirty underwear. You want to show them everything that's ugly about the policy. You don't want to just sneak one under their nose and they look up and like, oh, I don't like this policy, and they cancel it. You want to tell them the premium, who their bank account is. You want to confirm. You want to get that all at the end of the call because you want to have clear expectations. Now, the second thing that we're going to be implementing here at Legacy Family Life that I recommend that you do it is sending a personalized message to your client. So the question I ask myself, if I had to do whatever it took to make sure that my client, Miss Betty, had the right account information, and that I had, the right, bank money in the bank account. If I had to do whatever it took to have her make her first payment, because that's how I make money, that's how I keep my business open, that's how I feed my family, what would I have to do? And there's something that came to me that's quote unquote unscalable, but sometimes you have to do the unscalable things because that's what it takes to win. And this is what Andy Frisella did when he started First Form, is that he would write a handwritten note on every single card or every single order to the client for years, and he built a multi-million-dollar business. That's not sexy. That's unscalable. So I've done this in the past, and I did it, and I stopped doing it. We're bringing it back. This is getting Loom, and this is, though, at the end of the phone call, after the 2 minutes after you hang up, the client is going to have what's called buyer's remorse. So what you're going to do is you're going to start a Loom video. You're going to edit your background out. It's going to be you in a Loom camera, and you're going to share your screen. That screen is going to typically show their policy. And you're going to say a message like this. Hey, Miss Betty, I just want to say, this is me. I want to put a face to a name. My name's Peter. I had the pleasure of helping you. I want you to know that I'm always here for you. I also want you to see what's going to be coming in the mail. Here's your policy. You can see your first name is this, your last name is this. You can also see that you have, your daughter Samantha as your beneficiary. I want you to know that I'm always going to be here for you and your family. And you're going to show them the actual application that you did. And then once you record that video with 1 to 2 minutes, you're going to put it in a text message and you say, I have a special message for you, Miss Betty. Open this when you're ready. And you're gonna send that message in a Loom video. She's gonna click on it and she's gonna see this special message. I can guarantee it, no life insurance agent is doing this. I can guarantee you no one wants to spend that extra 2 to 3 minutes to put this all together because it's boring, it's unsexy. But again, if you had to make your business grow, there's the things that I did back in the day that I'm gonna be bringing back that I want you to steal so that you can make sure, hey, at the end of the call, they don't think they're scammed. They don't think they're getting a bad policy. They can see the application. They can see that you actually help them and that you serve them. So I want you to know that this is really, really important on how you can improve your placement. So one was immediate starts. Secondly is the immediate placement. And the third thing that we're going to be implementing is a statement of coverage. Okay. And I'm going to add a little fourth point. So keep watching because the fourth one is a little bit more pricey, but I think has a massive impact. The third point is just having a document. A lot of these carriers, I'm not going to name the carriers, but when you sell a policy, they're having issues mailing it the wrong address. They're getting their payments taken out before the policy's in the hand. So what we thought through is having our tech team build out a document where it shows the name, the company, their carrier, the beneficiaries, and a piece of paper where it's automated. You can use companies like ClickSend, and you can go ahead and create a document, and it can automatically like zap over all the information in your CRM onto a document where it's scalable, and then you can just automatically send it out. So something where they can see their proof of coverage, where they can put it on their refrigerator, where they can put it in their safe before their actual policy comes, is a way that you can make sure that your client doesn't cancel. Because a lot of people are canceling because they don't get the policy, they think they're getting scammed, and ultimately they feel like they're bummed out because they just spent $60 on something that they can't even see, which is relevant because these people are on fixed incomes. And the fourth thing that I want to talk about, if you've never heard of it, is a banking software company. I guess it's a software company. It's called Gaiac. It's a little pricey, but what it does is one of the main cancellation reasons is wrong account numbers and wrong banking details. And a company like Gaiac, what they can do is that when you're putting in the application after your third or second application, you're tired, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you look at the 8, you put the wrong 8 and a 6, and you submit the application, what happens? Ms. Betty doesn't get the policy, the coverage doesn't start, and you get a chargeback because you put one wrong number in. So being very clear and diligent on your account and routing information is really important. And a company like Gaiac is a software that you can use where you can put in the routing and account number, and it's going to show you, oh, this account is closed. Meanwhile, this person was trying to get a policy. So let's go ahead and implement that. Secondly, you might say, oh, it's a great account. The account number is green. The green standing will show that you can submit it and it's all going to go through. The money's in the account. So this technology is revolutionizing, I think, the ability to help someone who's on a fixed income make the payment. And I think if you use these and implement these, you can make more money and you can watch your bank account grow. So I hope this helps you. This is how you can improve your ability to have a policy place, make more money, and get out of that hamster wheel, buying leads, getting chargebacks, policies not starting, buying more leads, making some sales in this terrible hamster wheel. Here's one small piece of the puzzle. If you guys like more videos like this, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Cheers.